Hi there, this is leverard, and today I'd like to speak with you about alignment. And perhaps you're wondering why there is a lighthouse over my shoulder. That's because when we are in alignment, it's like there is a light projecting out and guiding our way, just as the lighthouse does for the ships that are offshore, guiding them away from the rocks, away from the shore so that they don't crash or beach. And so when we have alignment in our lives, it's kind of the same thing, but alignment can be very difficult at times. And there are a number of different scenarios for alignment that I'd like to share with you. So the first one I'd like to talk about is alignment within our personal lives. And alignment shows up in a number of ways. So first way is alignment with ourselves. And that is, are we doing things in our lives that are in alignment with who we are or who we say we are? If we are in alignment, then life seems to flow for us. If we're out of alignment, then life can be very, very difficult. Another word that you might think of for alignment is integrity. It's about being in integrity with ourselves. So the next place we can look at alignment in our personal lives is in our relationships with other people. And in that place, alignment is very important because ultimately it tells us if we are headed in the same direction as the other people in our lives. And this can be true for family, for friends, for romantic partners, for pretty much anything. And then we move to the area of work. And one of the things that's really clear in the area of work and companies is that when an employee is not aligned with the company, then there's some things that can happen that aren't so beneficial for either side. For example, if an employee's purpose in life is not aligned with the mission of the company, then they are very likely to experience low performance, low productivity, and lower job satisfaction. Now, as challenging as those things are, it becomes even more challenging because that lack of alignment, or what we would call misalignment, is also transferred on to the customers and potential customers. So when everyone feels out of alignment, it's that much more difficult for the company to perform at its highest level and for the company to grow through the process of taking on more customers and more clients. For the employee, it can become very frustrating because they simply may be in the wrong place. Now, there's another aspect of alignment, and this is an alignment with what we would call our internal operating system, which actually works for us inside and out. And the internal operating system is really about our why. Why do we do what we do in life? Our why is how we interact with our world. Our why also helps us in our areas of communication. So within a company, if people know each other's why, and they know each other's why operating system, which also includes the how and the what, then they are able to perform at a much higher level because communication among the employees, between management and employees, is optimized. When the communication is optimized at those two levels, now it's easier for the employees and the people who face the customers, especially those employees, to be optimized as well. And what that means is that they are actually more aware of the customers and where they're coming from and what might be needed in terms of working with them to provide them not only with the information that they need, but the information they need in the way in which they need it, in a way in which it would resonate with them, in a way in which they would feel like someone was speaking directly to them and almost had an inside track in knowing who they were. We are moving rapidly from what used to be a sales and consumption economy to what I call an emotional connection economy. And this exists at all levels. This exists in the company, from the top of the company, the CEO, to the next level of management, which would be directors, vice presidents, managers, and then to everyone who is working a specific job, performing specific tasks, having specific responsibilities. And all of that flows out to the customer. So when everything is aligned and when people know their why, this creates the best possible opportunity, not only for the company to perform well, but for the employees to perform well and for the customers to sense a deeper satisfaction and knowing that their needs as customers are actually being met. Let's take this concept now and let's apply it back into the personal lives. So when we know our why, when we are aligned within ourselves, we understand how we look at the world. We understand how we function in the world and how we interact with our world. We also understand how we make decisions, how we take in information, how we look at the world to see what we might want to do with that information and carry it through in our lives. If we take that one step further into our relationships, now we have an opportunity for two people who may have felt like they just didn't seem to be able to communicate, or that there was some kind of blockage taking place, or they didn't speak the same language. You may have felt that, you may have heard that from people, you may have thought that within your own relationship. But by being able to understand each other's why operating system, you're now able to be in a position to communicate effectively and to communicate and receive communication in a way that supports you. And when you are supported in this way, when your partner, when your family member knows how to communicate with you and you know how to communicate with them, now there's going to be a lot more of this experience of being seen and heard and understood. And when you really look at relationships, especially family and romantic partnership relationships, this plays a huge role, because if you can't communicate with the person that you are really closest to, perhaps more than anyone else in the world, there's a sense of emptiness, a sense of frustration, a sense of longing for something that seems to be missing. And in many cases, what seems to be missing is that level of communication based on understanding. And once you reach that level of communication, and both people know their own why operating system and they know each other's operating system, they are now in the best possible place to be able to optimize their relationship and take it to levels that they previously had only dreamed of. So whether you are an individual, or you run a company or manage a company or own a company, there is something for you in this concept of the why operating system. I recently went through a training program to learn this process, and I would love to show you how this works. I would love to help you find your why, as well as your how and your what. And those three things put together, your why, your how, and your what, are your personal operating system. And this is how you interact with the world, how you interact with people, how you make decisions for yourself, and how you take in information in the world in order to make those decisions. This will be something that when you learn this and you learn to apply it and you develop an integration of it into your life, it will create amazing changes in your life. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, please reach out to me, because I am offering some special pricing for a very limited time. In fact, that time ends on October 15th, 2021. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to provide you with any information that you might need. But maybe it's time for you to learn the secret of effective communication, both at home and at work and anywhere else in your life. If this sounds like something that aligns with you, please reach out to me. I would be happy to show you how it all works and get you on the way to living the life you truly want to live with the people that you want to live it with. As always, thank you for watching. Have a terrific day.